Don't worry, Hexkins, I'm not forgetting about you. Is that the right way? I have heard if you place the hex symbol upside down, it kind of looks different. I've also heard it could resemble 666, like a 6 within a 6 within a 6, but also could just resemble 369. It'll be quite nice, you know. It's a custom made hat, right? Now, like I said, we need financial freedom. Cryptocurrency, maybe hex, maybe pulse. We need a pulse chain hat or pulse hex hat will, I believe, help us achieve financial freedom. But the thing is, if we are going to have financial freedom, we're probably also going to need things like platforms to express openly why we think hex is so cool. And X is doing that clearly, and I haven't seen any community notes against, you know, cryptocurrencies like Hex, so that's a huge positive when you think about it, because if people were saying, oh, Hex is a scam, or then there'd be a community note indicating where the scam was. No such thing exists. But not the point of the stream. The point of the stream is you might have seen the live space. It had lots of well-known people, not only observing but also actually engaging in the commentary. But the things that I found the most fascinating, there was some great speeches given by, you know, Alex Jones, Elon Musk, the Tate brothers. It's kind of funny. Vivek had a piece on stream, and I gotta say the low point was this guy called he just repeated the same content. Something about an all-in podcast. I don't know, it's weird because someone in the Hexagon community, pretty sure it's Matty All-in, was talking about how wonderful that was, and it's just funny how the communities within the Hexagon community is maybe as different to what I actually thought it was, just in some aspects, you know. But generally, I thought maybe after, you know, being an info warrior for so long, well, relative to others for a little bit, and just being devastated by the censorship that just kept coming. It was kind of cool when I saw the hexagons come out, you know. I'm like, oh, cool, maybe they're the same. Maybe they're not, you know, maybe they're not. It's hard to say. But, again, not the point of the stream. One of the great things I thought on this particular stream, I went back through, again, not credit at all, done to me. I merely just uploaded it, and I have the link to the original, which is this here. This is just a backup for some reason. I don't think it would ever get taken down, but it might. But why? It's going to get mad views. So far it's 24.3 million views. So if you're going to watch this, make sure you go to the official place and check it out. It was very cool to listen to. I missed it though. I was sleeping. It was like 4 in the morning. And it's funny, I could have got up, but the lightning was freaking my dog out, so I just didn't think anything else of it. Maybe it was the environment trying to wake me up through huge thunderstorms, and it was actually the coldest day in South Australia of that day. Now, going through the feed now is pretty, for me, it's pretty hilarious. It's just a good change up from, you know, the cryptocurrency stuff. I'm not so sure there's any other cryptocurrency communities out there that are as active as the Hexagons. I'll give us that. We are absolutely crushing it in the metrics. Although I'm not so sure we're punching outside of our echo chamber. It's frustrating, you know. Like, I'm pretty sure that stream, the streams from Richard Hart, the old streams, they were the ones really penetrating. That's what attracted me. Now, we're seeing the Charles Hopkins and the Cardano founder who worked on ETH as well. I feel as if his streams were like punching out, and they were almost a copy clone of, you know, Richard Hart's old ones. Not so sure where Richard Hart got his you know, idea to stream like that, because it was a very well executed live set of live streams, the ones that I saw. Over time they changed and became different because we saw more community engagement, and then it became almost it became a clout chasing exercise, I feel, especially in times when price was going down. However, The people that are still streaming and still have larger audiences, it is good. However, I feel the message has been somewhat watered down over time. Also, too, with the price, green candles will absolutely bring a huge spotlight back onto the Hexicans. But that time may have passed. I'm not so sure. The system will continue to function, and in the long run, we will see some pretty impressive moves. Who is left here, and who is left? I guess still sending the same messages. I'm not sure, because they might go off and build something else, or they might go and shield something else, which could lead to something else magical taking place, or it could lead to some more dung. Anyway, back to to the Elon Musk stuff. I couldn't believe they were talking about Type 2 civilizations. I crap on about Type 1 so hard. I'm like, dude, that's so true. If we hit Type 1, that's crap. It's not even Type 2. So I updated my profile on YouTube and thought that might help. But to get to my points, I thought these were pretty impressive. Again, I'm not going to play them through. I'll leave that for you. You guys got to do something. I'll leave it for you to try and find some stuff in here if you want. If you find it, congratulations. If you don't, keep looking. Now, Drudge Report still has this as number 1. It's not red linked. I can't help but think something else is going on under the surface, because maybe things are going that bad in the US. They have to pull out they have to ease off the censorship, or it's just they went way too hard, and the whole planet is now awakening to this bullshit, because we're seeing streams like spaces like this take place. To me, it was the highlight of the entire year. It was absolutely amazing. Now I'll just check if anyone's in here. Pretty sure it's Restream is always in here. Anyone's in here. Before I engage with some kind of cool stuff that I noticed. Now, the cool stuff, not the ad, I'll tell you, is this here. Basically, Elon, when he was speaking, pointed out some very interesting stuff. There was things like, at times, 10% of all the net users are actually on X. Now, this reminds me of the SPARS epidemic case study now. It goes on to explain that there is a new, social media platform which they have to contend with, because it's not so easily achievable to, I guess, restrict everyone, and their, the difficulties that they were having with pushing a ever-changing narrative about, why XYZ virus was difficult to deal with, because as they learned more stuff, they had to change the message, and as every time they changed the message, people became less trustworthy of it. And with the evolution of X, with the system being, I guess, upgraded or being worked on, we can see, that space that took place without it crashing, for example. We can see it being saved. You can go back and watch it at 2x speed. It's pretty impressive, It gets to the point where I'm starting to think decentralization is the way with some platforms, because similar to the problems that I'm seeing with Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, and things like that. Even Uniswap you can run from your own computer if you so choose. If you had an option to imagine being able to run Twitter from your own computer, then if they try and ban you from accessing some website or front end, funnily enough, it's still called twitter.com, it becomes decentralized. So maybe that could be something, if they ever go out down that route, to absolutely go after mad censorship. Because think about it, like, how can they not, after the loss they just copped? Everyone, the whole of humanity who don't have a what's that word? Some people just hate Infowars and hate Alex Jones for whatever reason, right? And they will never stop hating it. It's like a rival, I guess, which is, gives maybe someone an existence to exist. But when you're being put under pressure, it tends to make you perform better, because I know when I had crypto was up a little bit more, I tend to consume more, and also do less. I thought I was going to do all this stuff, and it's funny because when I used to work real hard, I performed better in some other aspects of life, which is fascinating. So I can't help but think seeing things down, like cryptocurrency, for example, in some instances, I knew I'd forget something, may make us, work harder for it. You may feel better now after you achieve what you set out to achieve. Now back to the Elon Musk stuff. I thought also it was interesting how he mentioned there's going to be video spaces soon, so you'll be able to basically go on to a space, and he said like when you are talking, you have video like you see now, and actually I'll make this. Yeah, video like you can see now, and basically because of that, you can communicate a message if you want to through body language if you so choose. Maybe it might make it a bit easier to detect deep fakes, but I mean, we saw the tech with the Hex conference coming up, and the AI that can like mimic the different languages and actually make the lips sync up with the actual voice. That's very impressive. But just for normal, space interactions, it might help, if the speaker is talking, and you better see the body language. That's kind of cool, kind of a tech announcement, as they mentioned. Now the what else? I found it awesome how he called it a lame type 1, because that's really changed my thinking towards, like, instead of let's just try to achieve a type 1, let's try to achieve type 2 or 3. Actual, like, instead of just controlling our own planet, I think it's going into interstellar travel and other planets, not just within our own backyard, so to speak. That would be very awesome. Then we would be the aliens, going to visit other foreign worlds, kind of like Star Wars, Star Trek sort of stuff. Now I like the term used, Team Humanity. It just resonates well with me. I like, thinking that I'm on Team Humanity. I don't want to see humans fail. I like the idea of, having more children, for example. Children are awesome. Some people might not like them, but that's kind of strange when you think about it. It's almost like you're not on Team Humanity if you don't like children. So where have I heard that before? I don't want to say that because, of repercussions from the Hexagon community. Now, Blindside is very fascinating. I've always thought of if you could perceive everything, then you better pick up on senses that you can't normally see. So if you can see what various animals can see, it would be interesting. If you could see, maybe there's things there that we don't know is there. And then Elon came out and said that he calls it blind sight, the ability, like with a chip sort of, and to be able to give the ability to perceive. Like, imagine being able to see, because you've never seen your own face with your own eyes. You either looked into a mirror, I've looked at a camera here, but I've never actually looked at myself with my own eyes. So it would work in the same principle, that you would just use this chip and this interpretation of vision. Maybe you have normal vision, maybe he said like night vision, UV, he said even radar, and different spectrums of the like light wavelengths. That would be crazy. Imagine like you see birds flying around and then you realize, oh, they're following the magnetic trails and somehow I can see them. That would be crazy. It's fascinating to think about what that would reveal. Even if you were able to not have the chip in and just have like the glasses on, that would be kind of cool to see that sort of stuff. It'd be very high tech. Night vision, I guess, but like you have a little toggle switch or something, changes the settings. I do also like how he said basically if there's the choice between freedom and money, freedom will take priority. It's like as we all saw with the the interview, and he's like, go fuck yourself. If you're gonna try and blackmail him with money, go fuck yourself. So if you're gonna try and you know, I guess they could attack it by trying to take the platform down. I don't think that's going to happen. Although, if the internet goes down, or your local electricity or your local government decides that you can't access Twitter, like China, for example, can't access it, um, but that would be a huge authoritarian move because why would a country that's relatively functional go down that route? They'd have to have some pretty impressive benefits because I've heard some people in China they don't mind it. Life standard's pretty good, so that's why they don't tend to rock the boat because then bad things happen. And I hope that doesn't come to a civilization near you because that sucks. I think that could be the downfall of civilization. Now, my eyes are going mad all of a sudden. I think it's the glare from these lights. So, freedom is greater than money. I thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elon Musk. That's just brilliant. The next thing, I do agree with an open source system, and he mentioned that the community notes system was, I think, all open source. You can see how it was derived, and there's no weird like hidden algorithm or code that sort of someone somewhere in NASA's got a backdoor. They can just like turn on a community note and censor some shit. Although that still might exist according to the Snowden movie, but it sounds good that it is open source and we can see. Not that I'm an expert in that field or would even know how to access that, but knowing that it's there, it reminds me, like I said, of decentralized finance, like proper, real decentralized finance. The he also referred to it as a clean system, so I really like how he calls it that because I relate to things that are clean systems. Like Hex, for example. So this cryptocurrency that you might not have ever have heard of, Elon. But yeah, I mean, it's just another tribe in the cryptocurrency space that is sort of dying for attention because as more economic energy comes in to the space, the price tends to pump and go through the moon, and existing bag holders like myself benefit from it, and we can get insanely rich off of it because have a look at the price of Bitcoin and what that has done. And then I think I was watching Ivan on Tech stream, and he basically had some guests on, and they broke it down so fucking perfectly. One of the guys just said, I think he just said, look, when you inject $1 into a system, it doesn't always just go up by $1. Sometimes it can go up by multiples. I guess depending on how the liquidity pools work and how they're bound. Something like, if you, I'm butchering this because I'm just pulling shit out my ass. If you basically enter like $1 million into a cryptocurrency, it might make it go up $10 million if the liquidity is really fucked. Conversely, if you have $10 million and you try and sell it, you might only get $1 million. So that kind of made sense, But yeah, and he broke it down back to that the stream I watched and sort of absorbed that information. It was basically saying you'll see Bitcoin pump, and what seems to happen, people take profit from Bitcoin, so they skim some profits or something like that, and then you see it sort of trickle into all the different altcoins, and then you see a multiplier sort of effect on those altcoins, and they start all pumping, and then maybe people take profits from that, they pull back, and maybe they go back into Bitcoin, or maybe they go into another. There's so much more options now. Although there's nothing new under the sun. I'm seeing, for instance, on post chain food farms basically appear. Eggplant being one of them. I'm not sure how it's performing, and not shitting on the founders or nothing like that, but pointing out the performance has been basically identical to the food farms. Except instead of making profits or founders, because the founders aren't rug pulling. We saw sacrifices, and the sacrifices that were non Richard Hart ones technically. Everything from after those ones, I question. I saw some other cool shit being built. I've said this a million times, like Hedron, the Decis, but they didn't have sacrifices. They were just rolled out and released and adopted. I think people liked it. Some stuff was airdropped free. That was kind of cool because free money, And it was a marshmallow test, but then at the end of the marshmallow, the problem was if you didn't take it at the sweet spot, it would start shrinking. And then some other shit got built. Then all these other coins started appearing. Some of them outright rugged. and it continues to grow and grow. And then we all warned about this on by Richard Hart, saying some people will never ever 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 go outside of the Richard Hart coins, and they might do really well. Some other people might, there's going to be so many scams, so much stuff built on Pulse Chain because that's what it's there for. You just have to be careful, I guess, and hopefully after we've seen all this crazy shit take place on Pulse Chain, all the stuff being built, all the sacrifices, we kind of are learning what not to do, as a community. I think though, as a downside, we've seen the price of Hex suffer severely from this. Now, I'm going off topic here because I wanted to make a stream mainly about this particular Twitter space, and just to say thank you to Elon Musk. Thank you so much, Elon Musk, because I really do think that you are. If I had a choice between are you good or evil, I would say I've gone from undecided to leaning towards good. Now, I think Brasson Gray. Oh my god, I'm always like one key out. So we can play this song one time, and I actually think maybe he does the update. I'd love to see an update.
Get good grades, get a good job, earn.
While we wait for this song to queue up. While we wait for this song to queue up, it was also interesting to note that the trending list was actually manipulated in the previous Twitter, and he mentioned that many conspiracy theories you heard about Twitter, the previous ownership of Twitter, a lot of them were actually real, and that's very concerning because I personally think, now this might sound crazy, that when people use the platform like Twitter, they were using it to disseminate information, and that brought about beliefs, and the ability to dial that back, I think, did have effects on certain presidential elections held around the world. I still think it does have the ability to do so if there's enough people using it. The funny thing though, in Australia, I'm not seeing the same adoption rate. Maybe I'm just not in the right or following the same groups, but it seems to be mainly US related, where there's a lot more activity, probably because there's a lot more people and therefore there's a lot more people on Twitter. But when, I was talking to people at my old place, it was never, did you see on Twitter this, did you see on Twitter that? Maybe it's the younger generation that will pick it up more or are more active. I'm not so sure. There's a little bit of Australian activity on Twitter though in the Hexagon community, but relatively speaking, it's a lot more dampened, the effect of the ability to send information and spread information online through platforms like X. Now, I think eventually we will catch up, but like I said, it's just a bit further behind. I personally use Twitter as a portal to be able to access various news sites, see what's going on, and depending on what you follow and who you follow, it will show you things that you like to see. Now, everyone's aware of this. It's nothing new. Go Pulse is, I like the Christmas hat. That's about it. In terms of the prices that I'm looking at, they're hiring. It's kind of cool. What else? Pulse X, INC Hex. Yeah, everything's just looking wrecked at the moment. I think, the sacrifice phase is still under the sacrifice phase. So had you if you had have locked in your all-time highs or whatever the price was on a stable, and sat in the stable and waited, till now, you potentially would have got more than a sacrifice in that amount, unless you entered into one of those big giant everyone sort of got a high sack rate basically. That would be good. I missed out on that because I just didn't hear about it, to be honest. So we see Pulse X 0.142, so that's kind of wrecked. Hex is just doing its thing, relative to all-time highs wrecked, but whale games trying to get more points, literally playing whale games, pushed up the price. Now, does it have the legs? To continue on, the t-shirts, yes. People's attention though, that's my concern, because if people are just chasing clout, it's gonna be hard to be chasing clout while your product's sort of not getting mad green candles. INC is also just doing its thing, although it's been kind of ranked the last, it's like down 50% the last 30 days, I want to say. Yeah, like 30-day outlook, it's definitely a buyer's market right now, but it's hard to tell your, it's hard to think now that this is a good buying opportunity, because you have to wait to see it increase by 100% to then be, oh wow, it's up 100%. If only I bought it when it was down 50%. Same shit, different crypto. But strong community, and you know, and I'm in it too. So now this is basically, this is bringing me more happiness than crypto and the Hexkin community. When everything was up, it was all kumbaya, but when things started splitting and fragmenting, I don't know what happened. There's like different there's different things going on. I have no interest in following, because like I said, if I was following something like InfoWars and then I got told um there's this other group and then there's this other group and this other group, I'll be like, yeah, nah, fuck off. Just no. I'm not in it for this. Like maybe if you go out and find something better, maybe. But when it like with the Hexagon community, I'm like, I'm not finding something better. I'm still here. I'm seeing people change. It's becoming like fucking other project shillers. And I'm like, what happened to the marshmallow test? Did people just fail? Like, fuck this, I'm out. It's funny though, because I don't care, because people do whatever they want with their money. And I'm, like I said, I'm small, so I don't care. People who are huge whales, they'll be like, what the fuck's going on with my bags? But they still have mad cash and they can do whatever the fuck they want. They're probably all diluted into a billion other projects, so they don't care. Like, in terms of, if I had a lot of hex early on and I look at my hex stakes and I made this huge ladder and I didn't know what to do, so I copied someone else, because that's a good idea. And, and stakes are coming through. And then like I'm sitting here and then like 20,000's coming out, like 100,000's coming out, and then like 10,000 interest. I'll be like, oh fuck it, I'll just sell it, you know. But then that's just me, because I wouldn't be thinking like, I'm gonna tell everyone to stake it longer and look up more, and then then I'll sell it. Maybe some people are thinking like that. I don't know. Like to think I'm too trustworthy, too trusting in others, because I listen to what people say, take them at their word. But then I see on chain data, I'm going, what the fuck? So in the meantime, while I watch my favorite cryptocurrency get wrecked, my favorite community tear itself apart, and have the head of that cryptocurrency be attacked by a regulatory body in the country in which it resides. Previous to that, I saw my favorite community be censored off the planet. I saw my channels be censored off the planet. I saw, the platforms I use basically not allow me to post things. I saw government mandates that made me too scared to be able to post anything on these platforms, not because of the community note system, but because there was active task force monitoring everything. I was too worried to post anything on my social medias in relation to work, like LinkedIn, because, well, you might post the wrong thing and raise the wrong sort of attention from work, and those various like requirements of work. I then lost my job because I didn't get a jab that I was questioning. Later to find out the mandate was no longer required at that work, so it made me question why it even happened to begin with. And then later on, I found out everything I was told, and I tried to tell everyone, well, it was right. And then they're telling me about how, but no one knew at the time, and and I read articles about the amnesty. We should forgive the people that tried to push their ways on everyone, and we should forgive the people that we should forgive the people that locked us all down, and not remind them of it. And then we see every politician under the sun who rolled out this particular scheme, basically be removed, except for bar a few. I'm pretty sure Trudeau's still in. We saw Ardern go. We saw a myriad of all the prime ministers and politicians in here in Australia go because instead of voting like I normally would for a particular party because their policy was okay, I said fuck them. They fucked me over so hard. Now we got these other group of idiots in, and they're just fucking me over hard too. So I don't know what to do anymore. And like I said, they just keep rolling out more stuff, which makes my life worse, which makes you question, can't we just have less government? Is that too much to ask for, less government? The only positive thing recently that's come out of all of this, I want to say it's because of the cheap prices, but it's not, because I kind of got wrecked with work because it's now even difficult to find another, well, not really difficult, but I haven't been really trying to find other work, to be honest. But if I wanted to apply for some, kind of annoying. And I don't have the same capital as if I sold near an all-time high and then sitting on that mad stack. So it kind of makes you a little bit sad, you know, because you could have had a little bit more, but it doesn't really matter. Like I said, I have enough to survive because of work. And but then out of nowhere, Elon Musk comes out, buys Twitter. No way, he bought it, and then he reinstates some accounts. I'm like, yes, the accounts are back. It's good. That particular presence is back online, which is a good thing, you know. I think it's a good thing. A group of individuals, empowered individuals, banding together to try and push forward a message, whether that be freedom. A man is known by the company he keeps. You know, if you're keeping company with people who are telling you that they're staking for firefight, they're staking for the longest time, and then they're dumping on your head, and then you see their profiles and they have mad shit going on, and you're sitting around as a small player going, hang on, how did that happen? And you see the price doing what it's doing, and then you see these other sacrifices, and then you see the other projects, and they're not doing too well, and they'll start being released. You know, it's like, why am I here? This isn't what I signed up for. But then you see other communities that sort of come back and to maintain the message, and hopefully it's even stronger. Um, it's kind of good. It's kind of comforting, and that's why I say thank you, Elon Musk. I really wish that's not this, but there are some positives in the Hexagon community. This is not a stream about just shitting on all of them. We did see some cool stuff, but like I want to see this movie so bad, but I can't because I gotta buy it and I can't stream it. I could buy a physical disc set, but I'm actually faith in that song. You can have faith. It's gone because of this price, because of the never selling, because of the price go down and to the right. Unfortunately, I think people need to hear this. I really do. In the Hexagon ecosystem, because no one's coming to save us. It is what it is, and price may stay like this indefinitely. What if it gets worse? What are you gonna do? You're gonna wait for it to go up and do however many X's? Then what? I'm not saying it's gonna get worse. I'm just saying, what if, you know, you need to plan. When I was, you know, like when I had discovered the InfoWars and that sort of community and listened to the empowering messages, it made me want to study harder. It made me want to work harder. It made me want to push harder and grow and develop myself. Under some other communities, I assumed it was the same. Everyone was the same, and I assumed that, you know, it would benefit me in the same way. I found it the opposite. I found it to be, in some instances, listening to it sort of lulling you into a false sense of security. It was very concerning, especially the one thing that rubbed me the wrong way the most, I must admit, was when I listened to one stream quite regularly, and then when things started to turn, like when everything was like all-time high, it was good. It was like, you know, you get sudden wealth and shit like that. But then when it didn't and it turned, it was worded as if we told you to do this, and if you didn't, you were stupid. And I'm like, hang on, I thought I was supposed to think of myself, and people weren't selling, and then the sell took place. I'm like, hang on, what's going on here? So ever since then, you know, I kind of wondered. I just thought that was an outright lie. Like if I see other people lie in the community, I'm going, nah, fuck that. I'm a pretty decent judge of character, and you know, I don't take too kindly to being lied to, basically. But it's not like the end of the world. I think it is what it is, like I said a million times, and the community is kind of crumbling without leadership, and the price is wrecked, and I don't know what the fuck how to fix it. I thought we were gonna be better than this, but apparently not. What else? Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, thank you so much, Elon Musk. I am curious to see the next phase of how we can bring about freedom, how Elon Musk is going to, what tech he's going to release, how it's going to be released, and what other freedoms we can get back. Because we really need to start working on this, because it was said, it's not about predicting the future, it's about building the future. And in the Hexagon community or Pulse-Chain community, that is I agree with that. I respect all the builders and the stuff they're trying to do. I respect all the people in the community and the stuff they're trying to do, but I think calling out this shit that's not working is relevant. But then it's hard, because it's like, if you have heaps of followers and people are listening to you, kind of working, price down, kind of not working, heaps of people listening to you but already in the community, maybe there's fake accounts. Do you really want that? It's frustrating. It's a shame. It's really a shame, because I thought Hex would be the thing in this timeline so far. So it's me just being patient, which would help me achieve a greater level of financial freedom. Mind you, it did provide me with the ability to tell my old workplace to go get fucked and go fuck themselves. Like, not literally but figuratively, because I would not take that fucking jab. Still not to this day, and I'm still alive. What else? It was interesting also to hear that Media Matter is kind of evil propaganda machine. So first time I heard of that, so maybe that's something else you want to look into or use against me, I'm not sure. What else? That is about it. Yeah, that is about it. Pretty damn interesting. It was cool watching the stream, a bit of a background about his childhood and his interest in computer coding and interest in physics, because I think that's, kind of so jealous of Elon. Wish I could be Elon, as smart as Elon, do all the stuff Elon will do. I'm not sure anyone can be. There can only be one Elon, I'm looking forward to the return of Richard Hart in the Hexagon ecosphere. Maybe it'll be when Hex hits $1 and we get a green candle stream. Maybe it'll be never. Again, I can't help but feel abandoned in the desert and being told the water's just over the hill. Keep walking, and then find out there's not. It was all a mirage. What else? So in closing, I'll play this song. Maybe there's gonna be a new song, but I can't help but think, Elon is not evil, which gives me hope. Gives me hope. Thank you.
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
I'm watching like myself in this stream.
Hey Elon, I see that you becoming a phenom. People putting faith in you like you someone to lean on. Know you were hoping this was one of those happy theme songs, but it's not. It's not something can seem right but be wrong. But AI fight for free speech too. I paid everything on the line for it. How about you? You playing about Twitter? Okay, I hope that goes through, because then there's no more memes. It's about what you can do when you restore everyone's accounts. I want to show you Alex Jones, all of the people that believed in Cuba, now they gone. People bad for saying things that fact checkers said was wrong, but ended up mainstream news. It was true all along. Hey Elon, got a few questions and that's it. Can be for free speech and have hate speech rules. You gotta pick. Are you still on the team of the elites, or have you switched? When you pitting first the people of AI, you gotta pick. Hey Elon, the people of AI, you gotta pick. Hey Elon,
I think he's picked, to be honest.
got a few questions and that's it. Hey Elon, it's the God of the world and you gon' pick. Hey Elon.
Hey, watch this.
Hey, Elon, I got some questions. Something ain't right. It's the way for years to have you giving yourself over to Christ. You so socialists just trying to gain fans on the right. Cause in the end, we gon' be the ones that's paying the price. Hey, Elon, what's up with Neuralink? Has anything changed? Are you still trying to put chips up in everyone's brains? I know the health benefits that you so quick to claim, but I heard you say it's the information we can obtain. Hey, Elon, that sound like great wonders to me. I righteously criticize you when people coming for me. I know you can change, and that's what I wanted to be, but I'm not the type to agree with somebody just to agree. That sound like Antichrist, sound like Revelation 13. Please explain to me how it's not exactly what it seems. And I'm willing to listen, Elon. I ain't trying to be mean, but it sounds like you trying to play like you the king of kings. You said that we should stop fighting AI and mix with it, and you said it on Joe Rogan podcast. It was explicit. I know you think if we can beat them, then just get with it. I picked the people of America first. I'm like Nick with it. These just my concerns. I hope you understand. I've seen Christians leave God just to put their faith in man. They're gonna say that God can use anybody for his plan to justify why you so desperate to get the upper hand. Elon, nothing personal. I just care about the people. Elon, either a hero or the villain. You good or you evil.
Here's the question. Listen to that one more time. That was good. But yeah, I think
we've created
it's
the
quite
best
clear
currency the world has ever known.
that
Scene 4,
it's quite clear
Elon
that
Musk,
Elon's
take 4.
actions are speaking louder.
In a lot of ways,
than his
it's kind of
words.
like a Fitbit in your skull
What he
with
does
tiny
is
wires.
very positive. Overlaying that against the Hexagon community, I think they're doing the
Hey
best.
Elon, I see that you becoming a phenom.
Without
People
any
putting
real
faith in you
leadership,
like you
it's a
someone to
shame.
lean on. Know you were hoping
Price
this is one
performance
of
is
those
down.
happy theme songs, but it's
And
not.
if
It's
it
how
never
something can
comes back,
seem
it
right,
wouldn't
but be
surprise me at
wrong.
all.
But AI fight for free speech too. I bet
in terms
everything
of
on the line for what
believing
happened
in
about you.
actually
You
how
playing
the
about
system
Twitter?
works,
Okay, I hope that
that
goes
will
through
continue to
because
work
then there's no more
regardless of what
memes
it's
about what you can do when you
but
restore everyone's accounts. Or when show
if
you
there's a
Alex
game
Jones, all of the people
no one
that
plays it,
believed in
then
Cuba,
what
now they
happens?
gone. People banned for
Because-
saying things that fact checkers said was wrong, but ended up
we
mainstream
could set
news.
the
It was true all
price,
along. Hey,
on
Elon,
things
got
like
a few
even
questions
Heatro
and
and
that's it.
post-
Can be for free speech and have hate speech rules. You gotta
the
pick.
amount of
Are you
users
still
right now
on the
is so
team of
low,
the
you
elites
shouldn't
or
be
have
able
you
to set the
switched? When you
price.
pitting first the people of AI,
There's a
you gotta
flaw in that
pick.
logic,
Hey,
if you
Elon,
understand what I'm saying in regards to LP.
the
things like
people of
that.
AI, you gotta pick. Hey, Elon,
So what if
got a few questions and that's
that
it.
is
Hey,
a
Elon,
possibility? What if that happens?
it's it the God of the world and you gon' pick. Hey,
Never
Elon.
would have thought I'd be saying this about Hexter, you know? It's a shame.
Hey, Elon, I got some questions. Something ain't right. So wait for years to have you giving yourself over to Christ. You so socialists just trying to gain fans on the right. Cause in the end, we gon' be the ones that's paying the price. Hey, Elon, what's up with Neuralink? Has anything changed? Are you still trying to put chips up in everyone's brains? I know the health benefits that you so quick to claim, but I heard you say it's the information we can obtain. Hey, Elon, that sound like great wonders to me. I righteously criticize you when people coming for me. I know you can change, and that's what I wanted to be, but I'm not the type to agree with somebody just to agree. That sound like Antichrist, sound like Revelation 13. Please explain to me how it's not exactly what it seems. And I'm willing to listen, Elon. I ain't trying to be mean, but it sounds like you trying to play like you the king of kings. You said that we should stop fighting AI and mix with it, and you said it on Joe Rogan podcast. It was explicit. I know you think if we can beat them, then just get with it. I picked the people of America first. I'm like Nick with it. These just my concerns. I hope you understand. I've seen Christians leave God just to put their faith in man. They're gonna say that God can use anybody for his plan to justify why you so desperate to get the upper hand. Elon,
Everyone's gonna
nothing
be
personal. I just care about the people. Elon, either a hero or the villain. You good or you evil.
I do think it's very positive that Alex Jones and InfoWars and a whole lot of other people got released from Twitter jail, from X jail, and make sure to tune into the next blockchain trend stream. I think it's coming up in about 5 hours. 5 hours or so. It's gonna be pretty interesting to watch that one. I can't wait to see that one. I'll try and catch it live, but crazy ass weather. Crazy shit, people. We shall close with. There's my comments, man. The fuck. Pro-human. That was so good. That stream was so good. Like I said, the only thing that was frustrating was, like I said, this guy coming at Jason was just like asking the same shit that already been answered and just ruined the whole vibe of the stream. It's like having some good fun time and then looking at my stream and like, oh, that just ruined my fucking vibe. Because if you're mad rich and you don't really give a fuck about anyone else but yourself, that's gonna ruin your vibe. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Not but in relation to this stream, it was like asking 3 questions. It was just like, this just is ruining the stream. Out of all, and there was a couple questions I didn't really understand fully, but most of it was pretty cool. Most of it made sense. Even the part with Vivek going live on taking a whiz on that's pretty funny. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it's ruined the stream. Yeah. What else? Maybe this one. Probably a good way to close it.
But I think it's been certainly a very interesting conversation. I suspect this will go viral. Probably snippets of it will go viral in a way that don't entirely represent the situation. I hope that anyone who reads about it or hears about it actually just it takes the time to listen to the entire Spaces conversation. It will be saved. I suspect there will be probably many millions, if not tens of millions of people listening to the conversation. I just hope that they listen to the whole conversation and not just small parts of it.
24 million.
Elon, I totally agree. Let me just say, thanks for reinstating me. I'm going to do the best job to not be misrepresented. And I thank you. And I thank you for the freedom you're promoting. The pro